So we're working on our blockchain. It's slowly taking shape, but wouldn't it be nice if the user could actually enter the values we want to append? So let's add a functionality for that. We can get the user input with the help of a special built-in function, the input function. This now allows us to provide a string. Remember, that's a different data type, some text, which is presented to the user. And then the user enters something and hits enter, and whatever the user entered is put back into our code, so to say. So we could say, your transaction amount, please, like that. And we could store that in tx amount, tx for transaction. Now we could then use tx amount here as the value we store. Please note that I don't replace it for the other function calls for now. If I now save this and I execute this file, you actually see down there the execution stops. It's not printing the final blockchain. Instead, it's executing this code where we're prompted for the transaction amount. Now I can enter 5.99. If I hit enter, the execution continues, but you now see that this was entered as text though, because, and that's something you have to memorize, whatever you pass into your code with input is treated as text. But we learned how we can convert it to a number. Do you remember? We can wrap it with int to convert it to integer, but obviously we want to support floating point numbers, so we can wrap it with float. And now we're able to handle user input, which is text, as a float. So if we repeat this, and I now enter 5.99 again, now you see there are no quotation marks anymore. Now it's really stored as a number. Now obviously, we don't just want to execute this once. We want to execute this before every transaction here. So before every add value call. For this, we fetch a new input before every call with the input method, and we store it in the same variable all the time. And of course, we should then use that variable in our add value function. So now if we save that and clear, and I execute that file again, I am asked for a value like 100, then 99.9, and 4.8. And once I'm done, you see the 100, also present in the old value, of course, the 99.9, and 4.8, they're all stored in our blockchain. Now, we're doing one thing here, which we should avoid though.